Hi guys, today we're going to look at some formulas and how to create a formula in Excel. That's one of the most powerful things that Excel gives us is the ability to create formulas, to do math. How many of you love math? Yeah, me too. Don't love math. So anything I can find that does math for me, I'm all in. Okay, so here we go. The first thing I want to go over with you is the order of evaluation or the order of operation. Do you remember that from your middle school or your younger math days? PEMDAS, parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, then subtraction. This is the order in which you would calculate formulas. Okay, anything in parentheses is the highest order of evaluation, so those get done first. Exponents are second. Multiplication, division are kind of equal, so you go from left to right where that's concerned, and then addition and subtraction is last, and again it goes from left to right like you're reading a book if they are on the same line and not in parentheses. Okay, now it's also important for you to know in Excel what keys you use for all of these functions. So here we go. A plus sign is used for addition. A minus sign is used for subtraction. An asterisk is used for multiplication. A slash is used for division. And then a caret is used for calculating exponents. All right, so the one that I gave you, you should have this opened up. Here are my notes. You have the notes showing you exactly what I just said. And I also put here where to find them on the keyboard. Now your keyboard, you have two areas of your keyboard that you can look in. You have the keyboard itself where you have the home row keys and where you do all your typing, and then the numbers above, right? Then you also have a keypad over on the right-hand side of your keyboard that has the numbers kind of like a tic-tac-toe board, okay, with the enter, the plus, the minus, the multiplication, the division, right there. The only thing that's missing there is the exponents, which is always above the 6 on the keyboard. Okay, I'm going to move on to our next sheet. Remember this workbook? Our workbook has 3 pages in it. Remember we went over that? So click on the next Formula Basics tab. Okay, so the first thing I did, I already did this. You have a 3 here, okay? What I did was I created a formula, okay? If you click on C1, you have nothing there. So I'm going to delete what I have just so I can show you how I got there. So, so the first thing you need to do to tell Excel that you're going to put a formula in is type an equal sign. Okay, and then what you want to do is what we're going to do for this multiplication. We're going to do A1 or 3 times B1 or 5. What I do not want you to do is type in the numbers, and I'm going to show you why. I'm going to do it the wrong way first. So I'm going to do 3 times 5, and I'm going to hit enter. Did it calculate it correctly? It absolutely did. But what if I decide I want to change A1 to 5 instead of 3, and I hit my check mark, and did it change? No, it did not update because we didn't do it correctly. So when you're entering formulas, you always want to, instead of typing the data that's in the cell, you want to type the cell reference. So we are going to type A1 times B1. Now when I hit enter or you hit the check mark, you actually have a 3 here, so you have 15, yes? All right, now change A1 to a 5 and hit your check mark here and see how it updates. Do it a couple more times. Do a 6, hit the check mark. Do a 9, hit the check mark, so on and so forth. You can see how that updates. That's why it's always important not to type the data in the cell. Okay, I will mark you wrong if you type the data that's in the cell instead of the cell reference in your projects. Okay, do not put a formula in this one because remember our magic fill assignment that we just did a couple days ago? Do you remember the autofill handle over to the right here? Well, magic fill works also on formulas. It copies formulas. Ta-da, amazing. Let's drag it down. Bam. No, it didn't bring 54 down. It actually knew that you would want to calculate A2 times B2. Okay? Totally amazing. All right, we're going to move on to placing this. Okay, we're going to have a little practice with our PEMDAS now. Place this. Okay, let's do the math for this. So I'm going to give you a minute to try to figure out the answer before we place it in a cell. Okay, what did you do first? You did, hopefully, if you did it right, you did the parentheses first, then you did the multiplication. All right, so what you should have ended up with, I'm going to unhide here, and I'm going to make this bigger so you can actually see it. Okay, you should have had 8 plus 6 is 14 minus 2 times 7 is 14 gives you 0. So now over here in our cell, if you look in our formula bar, what I actually wrote. I also want to point out, look at this. Our formula bar shows the formula that we typed in, but the cell shows the answer. So that's where this formula bar comes in handy. So we've typed equal sign, and I want you to actually type this now, guys. Equal sign, parentheses, A6 plus B6, and parentheses, minus A7 times B7. And there you go. You've got 0. Now, if we change one of our numbers, it will change what we have. So I'm just going to change the 9 here, and I'm going to just hit the check mark, and it changed to 3 because I changed that to a 9. Okay? All right, third tab, last but not least, function formulas. Function formulas are formulas that are built in. They are already built. They are stored in Excel for you to do some complicated formulas very quickly. All right, these ones aren't too complicated. We're just going to stick with the basics for this 10 weeks. But there are so many formulas that you can do in Excel for finances and for statistics and you name it. All right, engineers use Excel all the time. So here we go. We are going to, you can find our FX key is what you're really looking for. All right, here's an FX key right here. That's one place to go for your formulas. Here is a quick editing on the editing group on the home tab. If you click the drop down, okay, you can get some quick, you know, ones that you use most often. We're going to use this one right now. We want to find the sum, which is what we get when you add up a number, a series of numbers, right? So this goes with adding. So now it's asking us, do you want to sum B1 through B6? Remember, the colon is through. All right, I know we had a problem with that with the Pager Shop assignment, and hopefully you've got that figured out now. All right, yes, this is what I want, so all I have to do is hit enter. And the sum is 157. Now this is where it gets a little trickier. We're going to do the drop down again, and we're going to find the average of these cells. But look what Excel did. Excel is assuming that you want to average in your sum. You do not ever want to average in your sum or your total because it's going to throw your data off. So if you click right in the middle of this 7, see how it's just that, and drag down through the cells that you want, it's changing right in that formula. Yes? So now we're going to find the average of B1 through B6. That's what we want. Bam, we hit enter, and we've got our average of 26. Minimum is the smallest number in the series. Can you figure it out without even using the formula? Yes. For this small number, it's going to be 7, but let's do the formula anyways. The formula is the min formula. Do we want A1 through B1 through B8? No. Okay, you can drag. I'm going to show you another way to do it. We only want to go through B6. So I just highlighted in that formula and I changed it to a 6 and it popped up there. I'm going to hit enter. All right, same thing with max. Max is right there. Again, we only want through B6. Hit enter. And now the last one is standard deviation. Hit our drop down. Oh no, I don't see the STDEV formula. So now what do we do? Well, let's go to more functions. And we're going to do STDEV. I'm going to type it right in the search for. I'm going to hit go. And it's giving me 2, but I don't want 2. I want the... Let's go to all, and they are actually alphabetical, so I'm going to come down, and I just want the STDEV. I don't want any of these other ones. So STDEV, it tells you what the function does. This function is available for compatibility with Excel 2007 and earlier, estimates the standard deviation based on a sample. We're going to hit OK. Now it's going to ask us, what are the arguments you want? Do you want B8 through B10? No, we don't. So I'm going to click that, okay? I'm going to come over here and click B1 through B6, expand it, and hit OK. You could also type in there, all right? That's going to take some practice, but I think you guys can do it. If you have any questions, please refer back to this video again. Just keep watching it, guys. Keep pausing it. Wish I could be there with you. I'll be back as soon as I possibly can. Bye, guys.